Hello, welcome. So today we're going to be taking a little dive into r/Am I the Bort Hole? So if you would like to judge some big old gaping bort holes on this very, very chilly day with me, then please do stick around and enjoy! And don't forget to like and subscribe, please, thank you! And of course, a little disclaimer, any opinions I give on the post are my opinion, just that they are not facts and not to be taken as such. If you have a differing opinion, that is absolutely fine. Please do feel free to share it in the comments. Just make sure you're keeping it respectful between yourselves. No need to be mean to anyone if you do not agree with them and have a different opinion. With that being said, let's get into it, shall we? So this first one was posted by Odd Conversation 5457. Am I the bort hole for refusing to give a micro-influencer free coffee upgrades after she tried to get me fired? Oh, lovely. I, 22F, work as a barista at a small local coffee shop. We have this regular, Megan, late 20s, what you been up to, Megan? Who has like 15k Instagram followers. She comes in almost every day, orders this super complicated latte, then asks for extra syrup, oat milk, and whipped cream for free because she promotes the shop on her stories. My boss has no formal deal with her, so technically it's against policy. I've let it slide a few times. That's where you went wrong. It's where you went wrong. Don't ever let it slide. These wannabe big influencer types that want everything for free, give them an inch, they'll take a mile, my love. When it was slow, but last Saturday we were slammed. Line out of the door, 2 call-outs. I was solo on bar. Megan orders, I ring her up normally, $6.75, and she goes, just add the oat milk and vanilla for free like usual. I told her I couldn't today because my manager was watching the cameras, true, and I'd already been warned about giving freebies. She got really snotty, said, fine, I'll just take my business elsewhere. Please do, Megan. Please do. Don't let the door hit you on the arse on the way out, my love. Then pulled out her phone and took a photo of me mid-reach for a cup. Before I could even say anything, she posted on her story, shop name has the worst service. Barista name, poor, unfortunate OP, was so rude for no reason. Don't go here. Within a few hours, her followers left 3 one-star Yelp reviews specifically naming me, and 2 people came into the shop demanding discounts because according to them, they saw what I did, okay? Why does that mean you need a discount? Oh my life, people on the internet are wild. My boss reviewed the security footage, laughed, and told me I did nothing wrong. But now a couple of my co-workers say I should have just given her the $1.50 upgrade to avoid the drama and the bad press. The owner is staying out of it. This is probably a time the owner should not be staying out of it and should be stepping in and stopping all of this. But Megan keeps commenting on our Instagram posts with, remember when your staff harassed me? Oh, Megan, get a life. Megan desperately needs a hobby that is not the internet. Honestly, people who act like this infuriate me. You have 15k followers, okay? And can you prove that most of those followers are from your area? No? Then what the hell difference does it make to a local coffee shop? They don't care. This is the thing that always gets me. I get it if someone's got followers in the millions or whatever on like Instagram or whatever, or hundreds of thousands, because then it's highly likely that a good few of them might be from your area. However, when it's like 15k, and don't get me wrong, that's nothing to be sniffed at on somewhere like Instagram. I understand that apparently it's quite hard to build up Instagram. Still, it's like, how many of them are actually going to be from the area, and how many of them are actually going to come and use the coffee shop? Probably not many. 1 or 2, I would imagine, because, with the internet being the way it is, most of her followers are probably not even anywhere near her area. So, yeah, that's daft on it in and of itself. But then also, if the co-workers had half a brain cell, they would realise that if you give one of these wannabe big influencers, $1.50 upgrades on their drink for free. That is where we get this entitled behavior coming from in the first place. Because then they all think that that's what they deserve and they just start doing it everywhere. And it's like, no, you don't deserve that. If you want freebies for work, for exposure, for advertisement, whatever, that is something that has to be a contractual agreement with the owners of the business, not trying to force the poor workers just trying to make their hourly wage to scrape by and not be able to afford eggs at the end of the day, you know? Like, it's insane. Anyway, rant over. I feel like I was just doing my job and enforcing a policy she knew about, but the shop lost a few regulars who saw her story, so maybe I should have just let it go? Am I the butthole? No, because if you had done it and then you had lost your job. And also, stop letting these entitled influencers get away with everything just because they start making a big show of it on the interwebs. Like, what the hell? And this is what annoys me the most about people on the internet in general. Like, I feel like we've got a pretty decent little community over here, but some of them are fucking weird. Like, some influencer somewhere will go, this shop was mean to me, and they pile on without ever knowing any of what happened. They were not there, they did not witness it, they do not know if it's even true, and yet they do what these guys did and start piling onto Yelp or whatever. Yelp? Is it Yelp? I don't know. Putting in like 1-star reviews and what have you. They've never been there. Like, pack it in. You're all fucking weird. Go get a hobby. They need a hobby too. Anyway, so down in the comments, Jessie783 says, not the butthole. Comment back saying, remember when you were too cheap to spend $1.50 to pay for your order? I would expect an influencer to be classier. And then Pumpkins21 says, I'd use wannabe influencer. LOL. Yeah, exactly. It's genuinely, this whole like influencer era is a flipping scourge. Ugh, it annoys me so much because it is just like lemmings. One influencer says something and then all the followers act like lemmings jumping off the cliff. Like, will you all stop? So, next post, Brilliant Carib 840 says, am I the butthole for not giving my ex's wife equal say in decision-making abilities for my kids? Probably not. My ex-husband cheated and left me for his new wife. They have been officially together for 2.5 years and married for less than a year. He waited for the divorce to finalise before going public with her because he didn't want our kids, ages 9 and 7, to figure out that he had been cheating. That's a very obvious source of conflict, but it's actually a source of double conflict. Of course, I can't stand either of them. Fair. Very fair. Him for cheating and her for knowing he was married with a family. Ew. She can't stand me because she believes I should have helped them lie to the kids so they could be openly together sooner. What? The reason she thinks that is because X and I had a rocky marriage before I found out he cheated. He said it's why he went there with her, but I don't believe him for a second. Yeah, because if he was that miserable and he wanted to go and find someone else, he could have broken up with the OP first. So that excuse just does not fly. We had been going to marriage counselling to work on our issues, and in reality, he was cheating and wanted to leave me, saying in counselling that he wanted to stay. Probably wanted his cake and to eat it. That's the vibe I'm getting from that. He and I share physical and legal custody of the kids. All decisions about the kids must be made together. He can include his wife in part of the decision, but there is no ruling that I must include her equally, and I don't. This bothers her so much. Both kids do summer swimming lessons so they can keep up their strong swimming skills, which X and I have always felt is important, because we have a lot of water around where we live. She wanted to change where they go for swim lessons this summer, and she bought it up to me, and I told her no. Why did she want to change it? Sounds like a power play. She wanted me to hear her out, but I said no. She got X to bring it up, and I told him my answer was still no. He said I should have let her speak about it, and I told him that if they agree on something, he can bring it to me. Otherwise, no, I do not need to listen to her. Another problem she has is their extracurriculars. She feels they should be doing a few different things to what they are currently doing. What fucking business of it is yours, love? None! Leave these two people alone. You've already done enough home wrecking. You don't need to start sticking your oar in where the kids are concerned. This was again something she wanted the two of us to talk about, and I said no. She told me she should have an equal say in this kind of thing. What? No. And I told her no. I told her if she wants her say to speak to my ex and we can discuss it, but she doesn't get any say with me. She also wanted to switch their paediatrician because her friend's kids have a different one, and she felt it should be talked about and discussed because she gets to make decisions like this too. No, she doesn't. She is not the kids' parents. She doesn't get to have a say. Like, maybe if they'd broke up on good terms, you know, the mum and the new wife got on and all of that lot, that's different. But this isn't what we're talking about here, is it? So no, and ultimately, no matter what, step-parents, unfortunately, however you feel about it, because I got on really well with my stepmom, by the way, so I have nothing against step-parents, by the way. But step-parents don't get the final say, or any say really, unless the parents say they can. Both of them in agreement to it, you know? My answer was no, and even my ex's was, but he was mad that I wouldn't let her have that say. The way that I see it is I have to co-parent with him even if he is a cheater, but I did not make babies with her, so I do not need to give her more consideration than she gave us when she became the other woman. It's all up to him if he wants to include her in his decisions and topics that he wants to bring up with me, but I have made it clear that it will not all be equal with me and that I made kids with X and not her. Am I the butthole? No, not at all. At the end of the day, it's the two parents, the biological parents, that have the ultimate decisions on everything. No matter how you feel about that, no matter what the circumstances, that is how it is. She has no legal recourse when it comes to what happens with the kids. So, unfortunately, she doesn't get a say unless she's going to speak to it with her husband, and then he can put it forward to the OP. The OP not wanting anything to do with her is absolutely understandable. I quite frankly feel like the OP would rather drag their ass through glass than talk to that woman. And I get it. I really do. And the thing is, what this bloody other woman needs to realise is trying to force herself onto the OP is not making this situation any better. Because the OP is just having that wound of that betrayal from the husband and her constantly reopened by her trying to force her way into their lives. So, if she actually had a brain cell about her and cared at all, which obviously she doesn't because she went after a married man knowing he was married, she would think, I'm going to take a step back and let her have some room to breathe and maybe things will get better. In an ideal world, would everyone in the family get along, make the decisions that are best for the kids together? Of course they would. Do I understand why the OP wants no part of the wife? Of course I do. So, down in the comments, Bulbasaur Ranch says, you're the other woman, not the other decision maker. Don't get confused with your role. You owe this lady nothing. She can talk to her trash boyfriend about whatever she wants. She doesn't get to pretend that you and her are equals here, not the butthole. And then Corvis74 says, if you want to play parent, have your own kids. I don't need to listen to the side piece. You may have my sloppy seconds, but not my kids. Exactly. And that's the thing. If she wants to have this heavy role in child rearing, go and have your own bloody kids. If you're so desperate to do decision making, goodness me, leave this poor OP alone. You have done enough. Okay then, so next post posted by Feisty Television 8230. Am I the butthole for attending a birthday party thrown by my former in-laws after my ex's husband's wife suffered her third miscarriage? That confused my little pea brain then for a second. I've only had one coffee today. That was a lot. And I know it shouldn't have been, but it was. Ex-husband's wife suffered a miscarriage. Okay, yeah, I'm on it. My marriage ended because of my ex-husband's cheating with his current wife. We had a 4-year-old, 3-year-old, and 6-month-old together at that time. He didn't want to work on things any more than I did by then. Our divorce was not amicable, but I have worked on being civil for my children's sake. My ex-husband's family and I have remained on good terms, and I'm actually godmother to 3 of his nieces and nephews, and I'm still auntie to the family. What is it with the blokes in today's video not being able to keep their wee willy winkles in their flipping pants? My life! This bothers his wife, and it has since the very beginning, but his family has said that I am the mother of his children, and I was around for a long time, and I have established a family relationship with each of them. My ex-husband suggested his new wife could take over being godmother. What the hell? And then the relationship could end between me and them, but that didn't happen. You know them birds where they lay their eggs in another bird's nest, and then the other bird that they've laid in that other bird's nest starts pushing out the baby birds so it can take over? Yeah, I'm getting them vibes right now. My children enjoy seeing me get along with their father's side of the family. They don't really have any family on my side, and it doesn't feel like that as much because I'm still considered part of the family by my former in-laws. I love it too because I had such a great relationship with them all. For a year now, my ex and his wife have been actively trying to have children together, and she has had 3 back-to-back miscarriages. The last miscarriage happened days before the birthday of one of my godchildren. I was at the party, as was my ex and his wife. She became inconsolable about an hour in because of my presence and the fact that she has not been fully accepted into the family. Apparently, it was already hard to see me getting along so well with my ex's family and my godchild, the birthday child. But then she claims seeing my kids happy to see me and talking and cuddling with me sent her over the edge because it was like she wasn't my ex's wife and I was still married to him and nothing had changed. I do feel sorry for her having the miscarriages. Of course I do. That's awful. But at the end of the day, I feel like she is still playing a bit of a game here. She thinks that no one's going to be able to argue with her this time because of what she's been through, and I get being upset. Sitting there, and instead of saying, I'm upset about my miscarriage because, you know, being around kids and blah, 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 I would get that. But it's a bit odd that it's like, oh, I'm upset because of her presence, because her kids like her and the birthday girl likes her. No. My children don't have a close relationship with her. He doesn't get cuddles or the excitement I get or my ex gets, although he gets less because he hasn't been as present for our kids for the last couple years. This enraged my ex-husband because he insisted that I need to be left out in the future, and his family said no. Good on them. They said he could choose not to come if his wife doesn't like it, but I will be invited every time, and they will hope I accept every time. He raged at me for going when I knew she had had a third miscarriage as well. This wasn't in front of the children, for those wondering. We exchanged some harsh words because I asked him why I would give that much consideration to his wife's feelings, when we know she never considered mine when she agreed to become the other woman. Well, yeah. Am I the butthole? No, not at all. She is literally trying her very best to push the OP out in any way she can, and as warped as this may sound, and please do tell me if you disagree with me, because I might be reading this wrong, I feel like she's used this miscarriage as an excuse of No one can say anything this time when I say I don't want her to be here. They're all going to have to agree with me this time, because I feel if it was just pure upset over the miscarriage, it'd just be like, oh, I'm just really overwhelmed because, you know, there's a lot of children, and that's quite overwhelming to me. But this seems calculated in a way, and I'm not denying that. I'm sure she's absolutely heartbroken, of course, but I feel like she's using that heartbreak to think, well, finally, no one can say anything this time. And there's still an underlying tone of like calculatedness to me. Do tell me if you disagree, of course, but that's the way I'm seeing this. Anyway, let's have a look what the comments say, shall we? So, down in the comments, one more cookie says, not the boat hole. Your ex effed up big time and everyone knows it. Even if you weren't there, it wouldn't make the start of their relationship different. Exactly. He's putting his wife's tantrums above everyone else, including the birthday child who wanted you there. And then It's Ash 14 says, this. She was the affair partner. He and her betrayed OP, her children, and they think the family will welcome her with open arms. I'm not fake. My cousin's ex knew I didn't like him and I didn't want to be around him. If my brother did this, his affair partner would know my feelings. And you know, I have some very weirdly specific insight into a situation like this as well. So before I had my eldest, I had a miscarriage. So it was years ago. You don't need to feel bad for me. It was years ago now. You know, it's something I've dealt with and came to terms with a long time ago. And then my friend had her child's 1 year birthday, like party. I think it was like, 2 weeks later. So it was all still very raw and still very traumatic. But I went to the party, and as much as it felt like very raw still, and obviously when it's all baby stuff everywhere, it was very much like, wow, this is kind of hard to deal with right now. Do you know what I did? I sat there. I didn't say anything. I made sure that I acted happy for the birthday child. I made sure that I put on a face of it, basically, for my friend, because I didn't want to take away from her and her son's special day, because the 1 year birthday, let's be honest, it's more for the parents. It's more a really happy milestone for the parents than it is for the kid, because the kid doesn't even know it exists yet. They're still there, just like staring at their toes like, wow, what is that? So, but because obviously it's such a special day for the parents, I wanted to make sure that I wasn't like sitting there making it all about me. And then when I went home, then I could like let it all out to my partner at the time. Yeah, this was a child's birthday and she's gone out of her way to make it all about herself and rant about the OP. And I just think that that's just not okay, you know, especially not at a child's birthday party, and a child that would have been excited about their birthday party because they're old enough to know they exist. So yeah, I don't know. Me having my own experience with a very similar situation to this may make me slightly biased. Anyway, that's where we're going to leave it for today. If you made it all the way to the end with me, then I appreciate you very much. If you give a little like, subscribe, notifications on, that is your initiation into the Governor Void. Welcome. And there is over 2,000 of you now. Let me just get my phone out of the drawer. So basically, I have a phone that I have all the sort of YouTube stuff on because I don't like to have any sort of social media adjacent stuff on my actual phone. So I've got an old phone that I keep it on because otherwise I get doom scrolly, and it's not good for my mental health. So I don't have anything like that on my actual phone. So I keep it in a drawer to keep me away from it. That's how bad my anxiety disorder gets, by the way, that I have to keep myself completely away from social media. And my Instagram that is attached to this YouTube channel as well is on this spare phone as well. So anyway, that was a roundabout way of saying that's why I'm getting the phone out the drawer. So we are now on 2,112 subs. That is friggin' wild to me. That is crazy to me. Only before Christmas was I on like 500 or 600, and I cannot believe it. And like videos were getting no more than like 500 views. And now they're getting like between 1,000 and 2,000. That's crazy to me. But you know what? I could have monetized the channel at 1,000. I still haven't done it. Like, my mate keeps saying, you should do it. And I'm like, oh, but it makes me really nervous because the thing is, once you monetize, there will be ads at the start of the videos, like before the video starts and the end. And I know that. And as much as I'm like, well, everybody else's has that, like, it makes me really nervous that people are going to be like, oh, no, now we don't want to watch you at all, bye. Because obviously I do this. Like, this is a bit of a thing. So basically, I do this for my mental health. It helps me. It helps me just to, like, read stories and can feel like I'm connecting with people without having the pressure of being face-to-face with someone and connecting with them in that way. I've said this before. I have really bad, like, social anxiety and general chronic anxiety disorder. So that's why this helps me so much. And I'm like, God, if it then started to like fall off really quickly just because I'd monetized it, I'd be like, like it'd be gutting to me because like I actually really enjoy doing it as a hobby. So I still haven't done it yet. But yeah, I just like, my mate keeps saying to me, you need to do it. And I'm scared. Which is so stupid, I know. But the thing is, there's no point doing it yet anyway. Because let's be real, you wouldn't earn anything more than like a few pence anyway. So it's like, there's no point at this stage. But yeah, I just think it's wild. 2,112. Where did you all come from? But thank you all for being here. It's crazy. I know a few of you have been commenting already saying, you know, congrats on 2,000. And I just kept forgetting to mention it. That's all. But yeah, thank you all for being here. It's very exciting, very scary, but I appreciate it so much. Anyway, don't forget to leave an offering of a comment for Big Al, by the way. I nearly forgot to tell you, and he's mad. He's mad that I nearly forgot to tell you because he's hungry, all right? Whatever it is you're doing for the day, I hope you have a really good rest of the day. Goodbye.